Welcome to Key Points on Trust Raw Facts. This land is not your land. Why can't I build on my own land? Let's get edified. Like, comment, and follow for more.
You might not be able to build on your own land due to various local regulations, including zoning laws, environmental restrictions, soil quality issues, lack of access to utilities, easements on the property, or potential historical designations, which means you need to check with your local authorities before starting any construction on your land to ensure it's permitted. To get permits to build on your own land, you need to contact your local building department or planning commission. Submit an application detailing your construction plans, which will be reviewed to ensure compliance with zoning laws and building codes, and pay any required fees. This process may involve obtaining a zoning permit, site plan approval, and a building permit depending on your project's scope and local regulations. In 1963, the Post Office Department introduced the Zone Improvement Plan (ZIP) code as a means to allow mail sorting methods to become faster and eventually be automated. But the innovation also created unimagined socioeconomic benefits as an organizing and enabling device. The ZIP code is a support structure used by a variety of industries, including the insurance and real estate industries, and also fosters community and identity representation. These enormous societal benefits are obtained through the initial creation of the ZIP code and the Postal Service's maintenance and updates to this asset. ZIP code assignments are closely linked to factors such as mail volume, delivery area size, geographic location, and topography, but not necessarily to municipal or perceived community boundaries. Unique ZIP codes are used for governmental agencies, universities, businesses, or buildings receiving sufficiently high volumes of mail to justify the assignment to them of exclusive ZIP codes. While you technically own your land as a private individual, the state does have a degree of control over it through the power of eminent domain, meaning they can take your land for public use if they provide just compensation, as outlined by the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. However, this power is not absolute and must be exercised according to legal procedures. Private ownership. You are considered the primary owner of your land, with the right to use and dispose of it as you see fit. Eminent domain. The government, including state governments, can seize private property for public use, like building roads or infrastructure, but must provide fair market value to the landowner. Legal process. If the state wants to take your land, they must follow a legal process, including notifying you and providing an opportunity to contest the taking. The Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution protects people from government abuse of power. It includes protections against self-incrimination, double jeopardy, and the taking of private property without just compensation. Private property cannot be taken for public use without just compensation. If what you build on your own land affects the neighbor's land, or the neighbor's land value that could cause a conflict or trigger a restriction. Water rights can also come into play based on geographical location. Zoning laws, these determine what types of structures can be built in a specific area, and your land might be zoned for agricultural use, for example, where building a house isn't allowed. Environmental concerns. If your land is located in a wetland or other environmentally sensitive area, building restrictions may apply. Soil conditions. Poor soil quality might not support the foundation of a building. Utility access. If your property lacks access to necessary utilities, like water, sewer, building can be difficult. Easements and covenants. Existing easements on your land might limit where you can build, and land covenants can also restrict construction. Check local regulations. Contact your local building department to understand the specific permit requirements for your area, including what types of projects need permits and the application process. Gather necessary information. This may include your property survey, site plan, architectural drawings, proposed construction details, and any required soil reports. Submit an application. Fill out the appropriate application form and attach all required documents to the local building department. Zoning approval, if needed. Depending on your project, you may need to apply for a zoning permit from your local planning commission to ensure your building plans comply with zoning laws. Site plan review. Your site plan may need to be reviewed by the planning commission to ensure proper placement of the structure on your property. Building permit review. The building department will review your construction plans to ensure they meet building codes regarding structural integrity, fire safety, electrical, plumbing, and other aspects. Fees. Pay the required permit fees associated with the application process. Inspections. Once construction begins, you will likely need to schedule inspections at various stages of the project to verify compliance with building codes. Project scope. Smaller projects like sheds or decks may have less stringent permit requirements compared to larger constructions like houses. Professional assistance. Consult with an architect, engineer, or contractor to ensure your plans meet local regulations and are properly prepared for permit applications. Potential delays. Be aware that the permit process can take time, so plan accordingly when starting your construction project. A prominent case where a landowner won the right to build on their own land against government restrictions is Nolan v. California Coastal Commission. This case established that a government cannot demand a property owner give up a portion of their land as a condition for a building permit unless there is a direct and substantial relationship between the land being taken and the impact of the proposed development. Dolan v. City of Tigard. Similar to Nolan, this case further clarified the essential nexus requirement, ensuring that government conditions on development permits must be directly related to the impacts of the proposed development. Penn Central Transportation, Cumber v. New York City. While not a complete win for the landowner, this case established the regulatory takings doctrine, where excessive government regulations on land use can be considered a taking of property requiring just compensation. Thank you for edifying with Trust Raw Facts. DYOR. Search for legal precedents particular to your zip code, county, state, or federal zone, and specific issue at large.